In this video, we're going to talk about how to use Stream Deck with OBS.
YouTube Simplified.
Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Courier, and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together. So tonight, we're going to talk about the Stream Deck by Elgato. I'm going to mess around with some of its features. I'm going to share it with you the best that I can. Here is what this little guy looks like. Yes, it does have LCD screens behind each of the buttons. I'm just working on getting that all set up right now. And I wanted to share some of the cool features with you. And I also wanted to be able to test it out on a live stream. So I figured I'd hang out with you guys for a little while and see what kind of cool features we can set up with this. These are the actual OBS buttons that I've set up so far. On the right-hand side, it has everything split up by the different applications that it works with. Here you see up on the OBS section here. And basically what you do is you can grab onto any one of them and you drag it to a position. And when you do, it gives you a little setup to decide what you want to do. And then you can select the scenes that you've created in there. And as you can see, so if I go to the interface and I press the bumper, hopefully the volume, let's see, it might have the volume muted on that. Let's see how that goes. But we can push, oh, let's try this and see how bad I can mess it up. That's why it's a test drive. We'll see exactly how this goes. But you push the button for that particular scene.
YouTube Simplified.
And slight delay that was my cause because I haven't set up to get back to this one that I just created for the Stream Deck, but it's pretty cool because you can basically go through all of your transitions with just the push of a button, which is really nice. Hollerita, I requested to join your Facebook. As soon as I'm done with the live stream, I'll definitely head in there and take care of those approvals. Also, the other thing that I wanted to tell you, if you see here on the right hand side, if we scroll down in the menu, we have a YouTube section, and you're able to do you're able to look at viewers, and you can't see that. Let's see if I can, if that top one there, that top button, it just displays the people, and it's kind of hard to see that, but you set up that button and it shows you a live count of how many people are in your live stream right on the deck, so you don't have to go to another screen to check it out, which is also super helpful because it's something that you may want to take a peek at in the middle of a live stream depending on what you have going on, so that's pretty cool. But the other thing, these buttons here on the right allow you to set up chat messages. Gord Eisman has a question. Let me take a look here. What else are you going to do with the Stream Deck? Plans, all kinds of here's the biggest thing, or one of the reasons that I wanted the Stream Deck the most. It's the ability to do, in addition to being able to interact with OBS, you also have the ability, like these buttons that I was showing on the right hand side. So if I go in here and press that top one in the upper right hand corner, it should post a chat message that says, be sure to follow Creator Fundamentals on Twitter. And it's really easy for you to get those messages out. Depending on how your live stream setup is, it can be kind of a challenge to get in there and start typing out a message. But you come up with a number of predefined messages. You get them all set up as buttons, and you're good to go. And the other cool thing, because right now you have your 15 buttons, but you can also go in here and let me just find it. You can create a folder and you can call it, let's call it YT Chat. And then you can actually take all these and add them to the folder. And apparently it's not drag and there we go. So then you drag them and you drop them in. Oh, no, come on. That's not working. Apparently it's not a drag and drop. How do I get them in there? Well, that, yeah, there we go. All right. You just got to be smarter than it. So basically what you do is if you hold it over the folder, it switches to the folder and then you put it in a spot, which is cool because you can take all those different messages and now just take up one button. So while you're doing that, you can actually click, if you're on the device, you click on the folder button, and then that can give you up, you can have, well, they have one of them, one of the things is reserved for a back arrow, so you can add 14 different messages that you can add in the middle of your live stream with just a push of a button. If you're promoting a product, you know, or you have like a free PDF or something that you're sharing with people to get them signed up to your mailing list or whatever that is, all that stuff can be pre-programmed, which really lets you focus on the interaction. And if you guys are gamers, you can also set these buttons up to do other things related to gaming. There is a whole section in here on Twitch. I don't personally use Twitch, but I will show you guys that for anybody who might be a gamer. So you have chat, message, viewer, play and ad, sub chat, slow chat, followers in chat, emote chat, all kinds of cool things. Now, the other reason that I wanted this, and let me just jump in this question real quick just so I don't miss it here. I downloaded OBS and could live stream, but no pic. I uninstalled but plan to reinstall. Yeah, I mean, in order to live stream, I would have, I mean, there's a couple different things that could be. Are you seeing your image within OBS, or are you just unable to capture your webcam? Geeks of Retro, can you use this with XSplit? That's also something I'm not, that I don't actually use, but yes, there is an entire XSplit section in here. You got your scene, source, record, screenshots, output, microphone, and speakers. So XSplit's not actually something that I use, but I thought it was, it had enough of the features of the kind of things that I wanted to do. The other cool thing, so like right here is tweet. You can actually drag this over and you can set up a tweet. There's a settings section where you can add all of your accounts. So I can call this live now. And I can type I am live now on YouTube. Come hang out with us. And then see here real quick if I can grab. See, that's the one challenge which with the capture here is that since it won't let me do the window capture when I open up browsers, it's going to cover up that section. So just so it doesn't look all ugly, transition quick, grab that, minimize that, transition back to here so I can show you, paste the link in there, and that one is good to go. And then the other thing you could do is if you double click down here on any of these images, you can actually go out and select an image to add to that. Now, so here, we'll give this a try. I don't know if any of you guys follow me on Twitter, but if we push this, and actually, one thing I will do here, the other thing that I would recommend when you're sharing stuff on Twitter is try to use hashtags that are relevant. And I kind of have a list of them on the stuff that I share normally. So to save yourself some time, you can just go to a previous share and grab them all, which is what I'm going to do right here, and then just throw them on there. And then just pushing that button should send out a tweet, and we will see exactly how well that works. But it did absolutely create that. Tweet. So that's pretty cool. Or does it only work on certain applications it knows about? I do believe that you can also, there's some system operations, so you can actually, program right here. If you can see this right here, you can set websites to open. You can associate a hotkey switch, which is like a toggle. You can set things up as hotkeys, open, and do some multimedia stuff as well. So, yeah, I mean, for any gaming purposes, you can set things up as hotkeys and then assign the hotkeys to a button, and then you can have a whole list of options in that regard. Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest attractions to this to me was being able to interact or being able to share information in chat during a live stream more easily. So if we go into this and we click that should... Yep, so I mean, that's just an example that I set up, but if you're somebody who does live streams and you have merch or other types of products that you're interested in sharing with your crowd, you can get those all set up, and it's as easy as pushing a button to get that out there during your live stream. So it really, especially when you're a one-person show, and obviously if you've done live streams, there's a lot of moving parts sometimes, and this really kind of puts everything nice and makes everything nice and concise and organized. So you can build all this out, and it allows within that's XSplit. Let's get up to OBS. Has a stream option. I'm curious to see exactly what that does. I guess that you can toggle that on and off. We definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, cool. Do any of you guys have Stream Deck currently? Or is it something that you looked into buying? I'm curious to see what kind of things you guys might use it for if you do have it. But I just got it yesterday and started setting it up and wanted to see exactly how well it performed on live. And so far, so good. I'm impressed with just how easy it is. You basically plug it in, it's USB, and then you go to their website and grab a download, the Stream Deck. For, in my case, it was Windows. And it does its thing, and it gets set up, and then you're golden. You have... I want to see if I can... It was actually a button I set up that prompt... There we go. Is it this guy? Yeah, so right here in the account section is where you can set up all of your different accounts. So they're automatically... So it knows which, what Twitter to interact with, what YouTube channel to work with. So that's pretty cool. Doug Houston, got my Stream Deck about a month back. How's it been working out for you? What? Oh, Doug Houston, wow, Dan's back. Another day, another live stream. Harley, can you save different configurations to easily switch between use cases, OBS when live streaming, and then gaming? I'm imagining you can, because up here you have the ability... it would seem to create multiple profiles. So I would imagine if you set up multiple profiles in here, then you would have the ability to add as many profiles as you want to kind of easily change the configuration of the buttons based on what it is you're using it for at the time. I'm definitely going after I get this thing all all pimped out here for YouTube, I'm definitely going to go in and try to mess around with it on some gaming and see exactly how well all that works. So. I know, let's see. Have you been using it a lot, Doug? Said you got your Stream Deck about a month ago. DJ Scrap and Rooster, learning from Dan, planning to go live soon. Awesome. Had it set up and done one stream since, I think. Awesome. Are you have you been using it for your scene transitions? So in this case, I can do the actual one that I created here, the OBS scene that I misspelled. So you throw your scene in here, in your drop down, this Stream Deck that I have right there, and then you can come up with a name, kind of tighten there, and then you can actually, when you have one, you can here. Let's see if I can do this without screwing this up. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. All right. Okay, just a second here. We'll try to get this all. There we go. We'll call that Stream D. And then, all right, that should work. All right, so basically you have this set up here, and then if you double click on the image, it brings it up and you can pick whatever image that you've created for it, and as you can see, it puts that image in there. You can also create, if you the default is it creates this white haze over it when the button's toggled, but you can actually set it up so each toggle, or on or off, are different images. So you have that as an option as well. Dad3, good to see you. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Black Panther. Yep, primarily scene transitions, mic mute. Ooh, mic mute's a good one. So in this case, OBS Studio. We do that. And we do mic. And then I just want to take a look and see what it actually does. Nice. So if I'm talking and but now you can. All right, cool. I call that my cough button, since my family has been getting every single cold that exists in the world this season. Nice. Dale Roberts back again. Good to see you. Awesome, man. How have you been using it a lot? I can't wait to get this thing all tricked out with all the different options. Yeah, I think for, when YouTube kind of becomes your hobby and your, and you're trying to build something, it kind of becomes, I guess depending on how you are or what's going on, the focus of all your your spending money in a bunch of different things. Luckily, this was actually a gift for my birthday, so I didn't have to fork out any money for it. But this thing is super cool. Yeah, I was. That was my plan for tonight. I wasn't going to make a video tonight. I think I have a video. My next video will be coming out tomorrow, but it seemed like this was much more meaningful if I actually did it on a live stream. So I figured I'd set up a live stream and do it that way. Get to hang out with you guys for a little while. I also got my new chair, so if you might have noticed, there's a slightly different angle in the background. My desk is actually higher than a standard desk, and I had an office chair that wouldn't maintain the pressure in the hydraulic lift on it. So I was always really, really low on screen. But I actually went out and bought I don't know if you can't really see the chair, but I went out and bought a drafting chair to go in front of my desk so I could sit higher. So that works out well. Dream Developer, been watching you since you had 1K subscribers, now 5.3. Awesome. Thank you for continuing to watch. I appreciate it. You know what? I actually... TUBEBUDDY. Good to see you guys. Thank you much. Appreciate it. And this is a perfect opportunity. If you guys aren't familiar with TUBEBUDDY, TUBEBUDDY is the #1 browser plugin to manage and grow your YouTube channel. It's available to download for free, and you can do so by clicking in the link in the description below. Many thanks for all your advices. Thank you for watching them. Enderdeath Gaming, hello to you. Yeah, I love TUBEBUDDY too. In fact, I was just in it getting this live stream prepped, setting up my keywords and everything. So. Did you guys receive any type of notifications for this live stream? Was it... I mean, I would imagine you received some because you're here, but I'm just curious. Oh, yeah, let's see. Definitely. Let's get transition here. Chat seems pretty current tonight. Crossing my fingers, I haven't been logged out yet. Last night was crazy. Cool. All right. Oh, I like the whole... Yeah, Owen Video has always been big on the sound effects. Fork out money to buy the chair. What chair is that? Oh, the PewDiePie chair? Dale. Yep, cool on the notifications. So let's see here. So you have... Oh yeah, there you go. You can actually set up a button to switch those profiles that you can set up in Stream Deck. So as long as you put the button on all the profiles, you can toggle back and forth between between the different profiles that you set up, so that's cool. McCann Dogs, hi, good to see you. Live Games Wild, smash the like, awesome, I appreciate that. Definitely hit the like button if you're here and you haven't done so yet. The one thing that's really awkward about this chair is, well, I don't want to push the button or I may drop right out of view. It's got one of those little round rings that you can put your feet on, but you really have to have the chair really high up to be able to get your feet to it because it's so, it seems like it's real, the ring is really small, but what are you going to do? All right. Just go through here. Oh, so here's the other thing. So you can actually do game capture, which is cool. Flashback recording, screenshots, record, scenes. And then we have mixer options. Not sure what mixer is. I know a lot of this might be geared towards gaming. Obviously, I mentioned that there's Twitch, Tippy Stream, Scene Elements. We've got Twitter, which I mentioned, that full XSplit, and YouTube, of course. Hey, take care, Dale. Yeah, I'm not planning on this being a long live stream anyway. I just wanted to do, it was basically a test, so, but I figured we can do this here for a couple minutes. All right, transition so I can pull up. All right. Well, I am happy to show anybody any other features if they're interested in seeing them. Otherwise, I think we can wrap it up for tonight. I'm really impressed at how easy it was to use. It was pretty intuitive, and everything that I expected to work a certain way did. Or close to it, close enough to be able to figure it out without having to dig into instructions or anything like that. So that is very cool. And I think it has been a positive test, and I can't wait to use it on regular live streams. I think it's going to be super handy, and it will actually allow me to do a lot more than I've been able to do thus far. Like if you saw my very first live stream, I had a lot, or my first couple of live streams, I had a lot of transitions and things. Over time, that gets very cumbersome, and it's much easier to have a conversation with you guys without constantly flipping back and forth between all of them. So this will hopefully allow me to do more of that and share more content, be able to do slides or screens with some information on them a lot easier to be able to pop back and forth just with the press of a button. So all kinds of good things to come from that. But while I'm on here, if anybody has any specific questions about YouTube or growing or anything like that, I am absolutely happy to answer them the best I can. Otherwise, we can all go on our, I'm just checking. Oh. See that? In the brief time I transitioned, somebody got their messages removed. Live Games Wild, appreciate helping review a channel a month ago. That really helped me. Awesome, good to hear. By the power of Odin Banhammer. Flash in your pan, Car Galaxy OBS Studios records your live stream. Yeah, or you can just let me see what the original question was. Would it be cool to have a button to capture replays? For like gaming or something else? Yeah, I mean, you have you certainly have the option to record your I don't actually record my live streams locally. I just let YouTube do it. And then if you really want to, you can go in and you can download the live stream from YouTube. But I haven't found a need to stream and record too often. Wondering about the Stream Deck. Yeah, so we just went. Oh, you can definitely catch the. I will leave. I don't know if I'm gonna. Well, yeah, I'll probably leave the video up permanently. It doesn't really matter, but I went in and worked through some of the functionality, all kinds of cool stuff. I think you could play with this thing for hours, just figuring out all kinds of cool ways to implement it. And I'm sure everybody does it differently because it's just one of those things where it's they've jammed in enough features that you can it's just whatever you can imagine in trying to get or add that functionality. So you could have an entire profile that's just OBS transitions, and then you can or throw those all in a folder and you could really, I mean, it's exponential the number of buttons you can create with folders. Well, OBS only saves your live stream if you've chosen to stream and record at the same time. It doesn't just record it by default. At least not that I'm aware of, but I could be filling up my computer with live stream backups that I don't even know about. Army Guy 2110. You're not doing anything wrong. It's hard for everybody to build their channel. That's the reality of it. Doesn't mean it can't be fun. And it's a lot more fun when you know what all the best practices are and you implement them, because then you see growth a lot faster. So, which is what I try to do here, is figure out the stuff that actually works, prove that it works by doing it, and then share it with you. So if you're looking to grow and you haven't had success in growing, check out some videos on the channel. And if you have questions, you can join the Facebook group, which is, let's see how quickly I can do this, which is right there. Anybody who is in the chat that hasn't joined the Facebook group, I encourage you to hop over there and join. Be good to have as many of you there as possible. Somebody's saying my voice is really low. Does it sound really low to everybody else? So kind of the thing, the milestone that comes to mind for me, and did I just get kicked out of, let me see if YouTube logged me out here again, because something looks weird. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, so kind of the milestones that I think you really need to focus on getting to before you even consider how long it's going to take your channel to grow is at least a year and 100 videos. That's kind of the point where you can start to see some of your efforts pay off. And as I've mentioned before, there is, it's definitely a delayed reward model on YouTube. So. And it could be if I'm turning away, because I actually have my mic over here. So if I'm turning away, let me try to move it a little bit closer. That might be a little bit better. Anthony E, yes, it's low. I set my speakers at 20 and have to turn you up on full on home stereo. So let me know if moving the microphone closer gave you guys a little more audio. I mean, I could also really blow out your ears and just turn up the volume on the mic, so let me know if that helps you as well. I don't want to get too loud. Let's let's see, who are we talking to here? Okay, data 3, make sure videos pop. Just a quick look, work on thumbnails, that will help a lot. Yeah, thumbnails, keyword research, branding on your channel, all those things go into really helping your channel grow a lot faster. If you're not doing any of those, you'll be amazed at just how much traction you can pick up when you start to implement them. As far as custom thumbnails go, you want to focus on, I mean, at the very least, you want to focus on imagery that relates to exactly what it is you're doing a video about. Make sure your text is large and not too wordy. A couple words, a handful of words to describe what's going on, and you don't want it to repeat your title. The goal is that your thumbnail and your title kind of work as a team, so you don't need to repeat things on both of them. Oh, you have, there's a hum now? Is that better? Android Tech Nepal, hello sir? Question mark. Well, hello to you. Army guy, I make videos on PS4. I stream gameplay. Do I need a camera? You don't need a camera if you're not going to appear on screen. I know there's many gamers who don't appear on screen. All right. Yeah, if anybody, since I'm on, if anybody has any questions about YouTube in general, I'm happy to do the best I can. And again, that's what this channel is about. It's that I had some angry person refer to my channel and other channel as gurus. I don't consider myself a guru. I'm not trying to be an expert. I'm just trying to share stuff that I know works. I didn't invent the wheel. I'm just letting everybody know that it exists, and it makes the car move much easier. Other stuff by Bob. All right. PS4, no hum. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I mean, at 47 subs, if you're just getting started out, I would definitely watch some videos, take some notes, start implementing stuff over time. Like I said, it takes a long time, so it's not like you have to fix everything all at once, but just slowly work on implementing those improvements, and it can go a long way. Yeah, there's been a lot of colds and flus going around. Awesome to hear, DC, Scrap, and Rooster. And you have my initials in your name and everything. So. VidCon or VidSummit? VidCon, I think, is in like June or July. VidSummit's in October. VidSummit's the one that I'll be going to, which is more of an industry event for people who are trying to learn the business of growing on YouTube and with video marketing and whatnot. So for me, that's much more valuable. VidSummit, I'm not really a fanboy of any big YouTubers, and you know, I can meet up with other YouTubers that I know at VidSummit. Barnyard Chicken, appreciate all the help. I enjoy watching, even if I don't chat often. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, VidSummit is like the second week in October. It's let's see here. It is in. It's the week of October 7th. So it's like 9th, 10th, and 11th, or 10th, 11th, and 12th, somewhere in there. It might be 10th, 11th, and 12th. That's the Wednesday through Friday. Hey, Rodney. How's it going, man? VidSummit is in Los Angeles. I love my creative spirit. Thank you. Living in Ohio makes some things tough. Well, I live in upstate New York, so Los Angeles is a hike for me. In fact, VidSummit was the first time I had been to Los Angeles last year. And yes, it is Soundcraft Studio. Hello to you too. It can be expensive. Yeah, you're probably looking at, I think I had a discounted ticket last year and spent about $1,300 to get there. This year would probably cost closer to $3,000 or closer to $2,000. Which I don't know about you, but I don't have laying around everywhere. Data 3, if I can talk the wife into it, I will be going. I was actually trying to talk my wife into going with me. But I don't know if Los Angeles is her idea of a vacation. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was in Vegas. It would be nice if they did some conferences on the East Coast. It's really hard to find anything like that on the East Coast. Although Roberto Blake, who lives in Georgia, I believe, he has made reference to possibly starting something here on the East Coast. We'll see if anything comes of that. Thank you, Doug, for that. Super Chat is enabled, and if anybody's not familiar with Super Chat, it's a way to get your message in chat pinned to the top. So when you contribute, it actually pins your message to the top, and the more money you donate, the longer it stays there. And so far in February, at Pernuity is the top super chatter. So he gets to hang out on the wall for all my live streams until somebody supplants him as the top contributor of the month. I figure that way I can give back. Share his channel name. Of course, I do need to make it. His channel is about investing. That's what it actually says below his channel name, but that's really hard to look at the screen and point behind you. Investing, it might be hard to read on. Car Galaxy, just realized you hit 5,000 subs. Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think he's somewhere near Atlanta as well, Data 3. Go, Pappy, go. Bite-sized tips. How you doing? I'm trying to figure out. My cat normally... Oh, there she is. My cat normally infiltrates and makes her way onto my lap in the middle of a live stream, but she has thankfully fallen asleep behind me on some soundproofing foam. So that works. Army Guy, good night to you as well. Sensational Life, hey, I made it for live chat. Hey, but you made it here, so that's good. East coast of Australia. What time is it in Australia right now? Toronto, New York, or Niagara? Niagara's an interesting one in the mix. I'd love for there to be an East Coast, some kind of East Coast event. It'd be much easier to get to, much cheaper, and I could actually drive to it. List the coldest places. Niagara's a nice area, but I don't know if it's quite up to a big conference type thing. At least from my experience in it. I would probably go... they just built a nice convention center here in the Albany, New York area. I wasn't planning on doing channel reviews tonight. So unless anybody really makes a compelling case for it, I probably won't do them tonight. I pretty much just wanted to test the new Stream Deck by Elgato, see what that was all about. And here, actually, let me try something. Oops. This is another thing that you can do that I just thought of with the Stream Deck, and we're going to give it a try here. Elgato Stream Deck. It's right there. And we'll try this. And this could probably be another good way to use it. So depending on the type of live streams that you're doing, if you did something like this, I'm not sure if I actually just hit the button or not. I don't want to spam it. Let's see if it shows up. Let's try it again. Push it. So if you're somebody who does live streams and you reference products, you could actually go into your Stream Deck ahead of time and, you know, set up affiliate links and products that you can introduce into the chat throughout your presentation. And it, you know, as opposed to just telling people to go into the description below and check it out, you can actually kind of integrate that into the conversation with the push of a button. So I could definitely see how that could help people, you know, kind of perhaps maybe generate a little more revenue on their channels. Hawk Gaming, good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shortcuts for Premiere Pro. Ooh, I can't, you know, I hadn't even thought about using Stream Deck for Premiere Pro, but now that you said it, that is going to be awesome. I can definitely see all kinds of cool possibilities for that in Premiere Pro. Man, I could spend the next month getting this thing all programmed up. All right, so real quick on the Stream Deck, for those of you who showed up a little bit late, here it is. Here's the Stream Deck. Well, this is the interface to set up the Stream Deck. This is actually the Stream Deck. See if I can do this here. It is a device you plug in via USB, and it has a bunch of buttons on it with LCD backgrounds. It's kind of hard to see what they are, but you basically can program each of these buttons to do a bunch of different things. As you can see here on the setup, there are buttons that allow you to do, in this case, do chats. You know, so you can basically pre-write YouTube chat comments. You know, like in this case, we have the join the Facebook group, and you can just simply push the button and share that message in your live stream. In addition to that, it has a number of options for working with OBS, which is what I'm using here, this layout is in. And so switching scenes and things, you can actually get them set up as you see here. So if you wanted to go between two different scenes, it would be as easy as, you know, if I wanted to throw my bumper in now, I would just push the button.
YouTube Simplified.
And then as soon as that finished, you jump back to the scene that you're in, and you can do that all with pushing a button. You don't have to worry about jumping back into the into OBS itself, which is really nice, because in theory you could just minimize OBS once you got everything worked out, and you have all that screen room to work with. So you can tie all that to the scenes in OBS, so it's cool for the OBS setup. There are links that you can do out to Twitter. So if you want to pre-write some tweets, so when you go live, instead of having to jump over to Twitter and say, hey, come join me, you can just push the button on your Stream Deck, and that'll send out an alert, which we did earlier. Yeah, the current price, I don't know. I just shared the link to it. You can click on the link and see how much it actually costs, but I think it's right around $149, right around there. Hotkeys make all sorts of things possible. Yeah, I all kinds of cool things. I actually, yes, it's a little bit pricey, and not necessarily it hadn't been, wasn't at the list of my, or the top of my priority list in terms of stuff I wanted for my YouTube channel, but I finally got to a point where I thought it would be useful and helpful and help me to take my live streams to the next level. So as you can see, I've been working on kind of upping the live stream look and feel, and I think this is going to give me the ability to do a lot more professional looking things on the stream. I do them with a little less you know, flailing around and things like that. So I definitely think it's worth it. But as I said, it is a little bit pricey. It's $150. But if you do what I did, which is have your wife buy it for you for your birthday, then it works out quite nicely. No, I'm definitely not going to do channel reviews. Unless you twisted my arm with Super Chat, but I wasn't planning on doing them, so we're not going to do that. But if you're King Tulloch, thanks for joining the stream. You can open any program like Chrome, Firefox. Yep. Shortcuts for that program in one file. Looks good, Dan. Thank you, Roddy. Carving tool for a woodworker like me will trump use of video since woodworking is my primary business. Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things to spend that kind of money on, so. doesn't show up. Tips for capturing console gameplay from an HD 60S and OBS and OS X. HD60S doesn't show up in video capture or gaming capture options. I'm not really sure what a HD60S is. Gonna have to look that one up. Oh, that's is that the Elgato gaming capture? What exactly does that do? What do you actually capture with it? Do a review on my own channel. You know, that's not actually an awful idea. And channel review. Let's see here. I have way too many windows open. Okay. Not that one either. Yeah, $149.95 on Amazon is the actual price of the Elgato Stream Deck. And I have no idea where that is capturing stuff from. Oh, there it is, I guess. All right, so if I was going to review my own channel, so one of the things that I recently did on my own channel is I changed the background to be a little bit darker, so this text popped. But my focus is to try to keep the channel as simple as possible and try to communicate in the fewest words possible exactly what the channel is about. In this case, I settled on YouTube Simplified. In the About section, basically lead with what I'm hoping to share and a little bit more insight. Because I started this channel at 0, I wanted to give some insight into the speed at which it grew, just to illustrate the fact that there are some best practices that absolutely do help you grow your channel faster than you might be able to do so otherwise. So I thought that was kind of a interesting or helpful bit of information to see what type of growth you can expect. Obviously, never quite thinking we were going to get where we are right now quite so quickly. But in terms of things that I need to improve upon, there are plenty. Obviously, I've changed my thumbnails quite a few times, so there's some of my older thumbnails. I would like to at some point go back to these and make changes to them. I would probably go back to these and improve those. And probably the way that I would do that is to actually go and look at my videos based on the most popular ones, with the idea that that's where people are spending the most attention, and work on upgrading those. So when we go to these playlists that are displayed by most popular videos in a lot of cases, that the newest videos would have all updated thumbnails. But as you can see, if we go back far enough, you can see the transition of my thumbnails, because it's never be satisfied with the work that you do, because there's always room for improvement. If you think that your stuff is good enough, then you're probably not going to be able to focus on growing as much as you should be. So as you can see, these are my original thumbnails back when I first started the channel 7 months ago. And at first I took this style of getting the branding off to the side from video creators, Tim Schmoyer. I liked it, but one of the biggest problems is the text got so small it was hard to read. And then over time I decided to work on a bit of a different logo. And if you look in here, you'll find, yeah, there's like a handful of videos that have the revised logo in them. But then I kind of came to the conclusion through talking with others that my face is my brand. So people recognize my face on my thumbnails, and because I include my face on every thumbnail, I could eventually take this logo and get rid of it altogether and focus on making sure my face was on the thumbnails, and also coming up with a consistent color scheme, which I've tried to stick to some type of blue, dark blue, reds, and yellow. And as you can see, that's kind of what I've used for the most part throughout, and I've kind of evolved the solid blue background to a more textured background to try to make stuff pop, which I thought was okay for a while. And then I finally transitioned this cartoony kind of font to a more authoritative font, which is how it was communicated to me from Nick Nimmin. Being a graphic designer, you tend to listen to his advice on those sorts of things. And then slowly transition that to more authoritative text, which is what you start to see in my newer thumbnails. I again changed the background to kind of a blueprint design, but I thought it was a bit light and didn't quite do as much contrast as better. So I originally tried to kind of darken it and make it show up a little bit more, and you might be able to see that in some of them. But then I decided that I needed to go with a whole new look and get a much darker background to make stuff pop. I also did some tweaks to the cutouts of my face to make the images a little bit darker, and tried to add in, there's Gord, to add in some variety, although the variety is not at the top of the priority list. I did try to to slowly add in some more. Obviously there's more to go that I can cut out and stuff, but always room to improve. You know, so basically when I make changes to my channel art, I'll make the changes, then I'll go to the mobile device and make sure everything fits neatly, and kind of go from there. So that is how I would review my own channel. Oh, there's all kinds of icons going in here. Let's see. King Tulloch, do you have an idea about how many views it would take for a vid to take off in the recommended? It's not really about the number of views so much as it is, I mean, in recommended, if you're talking about on like the sidebar, I think that's going to vary a bit by the user. If you're talking about suggested videos, that has more to do with view velocity than actual number of views, which is how fast, how quick people are watching your video when it first comes out. I've been watching my chat disappear when I ask him the question. What is the question that's disappearing? I don't. How to choose clickable YouTube channel name. If you scroll back on my channel, you'll actually find a video that I did kind of early on about how to name a YouTube channel and the kind of things that you should consider before doing so. Let's see. Word or phrase in your chat. Yeah, that part I don't know. HD capture software isn't nearly as cool as OBS though. Yeah, that I'm not familiar, or I'm not super familiar with that Elgato. Adam is in the live stream. Good to see you. Adam does a similar channel on YouTube Growth called Tube Questions. Let's see who else we got out here. No, the important thing about your channel name, or I mean, there's a couple different important things, but your channel name is one of the things I would consider is how easy it is to share, and share by word of mouth. So if you're talking about a channel, you want to be able to tell somebody what it's called. You don't want some, yeah, go over to Bob's channel 2475. You know, you want it to be something that's easy to remember and spell. You don't want to use anything that's kind of ambiguous in its spelling, so it's difficult to remember how to spell it or type it in to search on YouTube so people can find it. And you also don't want to use a channel that, or a name that a ton of other people have already used. I found Creator Fundamentals because I was looking into the rules for YouTube. So far, he's the best information out there. I appreciate that. Scrolling. Trying to catch up. Watch time is most important focal point, correct? Yeah, I mean, ultimately in growing your channel, you want to find ways to expand your watch time. It is the most important analytic, if you will, in terms of growing your channel. So you definitely want to focus on ways to drive more watch time. Yeah, Anthony, yeah, I have no idea about disappearing questions. What are you trying to ask? Or what's the topic of your question? Sir, what do you think? Will advertisers come back after YouTube new rules? I don't think there has been a ton. I mean, there were some advertisers who made a very public display of leaving YouTube, but I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't in the process of working their way back. Yeah, I don't think YouTube is ever going to have a problem attracting advertisers to the platform. I think in today's environment, there's a lot of corporate advertisers who basically feel the need to react in the way they do to save face with the public. But I think deep down in inside they realize just how beneficial it is for them to advertise on the platform. So I'd be very surprised if we ever saw a day where advertisers just simply refuse to advertise on YouTube forever. But that said, I do think the changes ultimately will have positive impacts on that entire ecosystem in terms of advertisers feeling comfortable in advertising and creators actually receiving more money via ads for their efforts. Brian Griffin, it's never too early to look into affiliate marketing. I would say check them out. You can apply to them. If you don't get approved on some of them, then you can try back later when you're a little bit bigger. but I would go out there and try to sign up for any of them that are related to the type of content that you're making. I mean, there's affiliate programs for Walmart and Target, so any opportunity you have as you're growing your channel to kind of incorporate products and actually make reference to them in your affiliate links in your description is all going to help you support your channel. And I mean, there are people out there who will tell you that you shouldn't try to make money on YouTube. And, you know, if that's the way they feel, that's fine. But I think every channel should absolutely be fine with the idea of making money. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to create a YouTube channel, a successful YouTube channel. And you shouldn't feel bad about trying to monetize that for the purpose of motivating and promoting and supporting your channel. So, you know, I would say to anybody who gives you grief about monetizing your channel that if they want to support you through Patreon or something like that so you don't have to advertise, then more power to them. But I definitely think that every channel should explore multiple different ways to earn revenue on their channels as early as possible. So Brian, I would just go to Google and I would search for like Walmart affiliate, and you'll find their affiliate program. Target affiliate, you'll find their program. You can sign up for them. Amazon has an affiliate program called Amazon Associates. You can simply just search for Amazon Associates and you'll find their sign up page pretty quick. I don't really know. Amazon doesn't really post what their specific requirements are for their affiliate program, or if they, you know, if they actually have minimums. But I would just say apply. If you don't get approved, you know, wait a little while, grow some, and then go back and apply again. Anthony E, let's try this. Support me if I support you. Yeah, I know, and my question is about one of those problematic things YouTubers think will work. Oh, you were trying to type sub for sub, weren't you? But what was your question about it? Oh, how do you get them to leave politely because they do not help your channel at all? I don't even bother asking them to leave. I just mark their comments as spam. Anybody, and I get a ton of them on the channel. So I just mark them as spam, and hopefully if they get enough spam, their channel will be shut down and they'll realize that's not the way that you do things. Jack Rado plays, make 5-minute videos. Boom. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I must have missed the front end of that conversation. Or why a 5-minute video. Put a link, word or phrase. Not sure what filters Dan has set up. Okay. So Anthony, half of those types of comments are probably bots, and you know, just systematic ways for them to leech revenue off of YouTube by making fake channels. So I wouldn't be too focused on having them go away politely. I mean, it's a nice thought to try to be polite, but they probably don't care. I would mark them as spam and get them off your channel to discourage other people from doing that. Rodney B says you need a website for associate program, and the influencer program probably requires 1,000 or 10,000 followers on a certain platform. I mean, yeah, I think you definitely need a website because you have to enter it, but I'm not sure what happens if you just try to enter the URL to your YouTube channel. I do know that I've been an Amazon associate for quite a while. I actually have multiple Amazon associate accounts way before I had 1,000 followers on any platform. So I would imagine that it is something slightly less than that. But yeah, Anthony, you don't want those people joining your channel because they won't do anything positive for your channel. So I wouldn't even worry about that. If they unsubscribe, that's fine. But if they don't, YouTube's going to get rid of them anyway because they don't have any intention of watching your channel. Uncle Leo, time to get some sleep. Thanks for the tips. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching the stream. Yeah, the influencer program is basically just a page that you can create a vanity URL, a custom URL, so you can direct people to it. And then on that page, you can add your own list of products. It's not super in-depth. I have influencer pages for both of my channels as well. And I think I don't even know what the link is for those. Let's see. Let me see if I can show you what they look like here. Amazon. Let's take a look here, shall we? And what they do, and when they set up mine, it took a while for them too because they messed up my vanity URL. They just made a serialized number out of it, which kind of caused problems. So it took them a while to figure out exactly what I was asking them to do when I was trying to get them to change it. And then using or saving this in the Stream Deck, like so. Then I can just do that. I think that works. And then if you click on that link, you'll see exactly what a Amazon influencer page looks like. And for those of you who don't click, this is basically what it looks like. It's basically a customized page, and you can add products. In this case, I add the products that I actually use on the channel. That one I applied to that one a couple times before I was approved. But I'd actually apply with both my channels and wasn't approved. And then a couple weeks or a month later, I received approvals on both channels out of the blue from them. This old junk, hello to you too. Doug Hughes, it must go, need sleep. I too need sleep. So I think we're going to wrap this up tonight. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out tonight. Just meant to take a look at the Stream Deck, check out some of its features. If you got here late and you didn't see it, you can check the replay out as soon as that's available and see all the cool stuff the Stream Deck does. It is Like I said, it's $149.95 on Amazon, and if, as you saw on the influencer page, I'll throw that link in there one more time. It is actually on that page if you wanted to take a look at it. So cool of you guys to hang out with me while we check this thing out. And I think we are going to call it a night. So take care, guys. I will talk to you again soon, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.